Tonight it is all about the whiskey of the year. 2025 is coming to an end. Almost 3,000 subscribers. I'm happy, I'm excited. I love this time of the year. Time to relax, time to sit back, time to reflect on the year of 2025. And of course, like most vloggers, bloggers, and people that's writing the word, and of course, people that's doing the whiskey reviews, we all like that idea of picking one of those whiskies that you really enjoyed during the year. And of course, if you start buying a second bottle, sometimes you might try it a little bit too much. So be very careful with whiskey, my dear friends. It is not, it's not cool drink, eh? So we need to be very careful and we need to look after our health. Having said that, I picked a couple of whiskies that I really enjoyed. And I'm going to start off, well, with the Sherry Monsters. And of course, a lot of people will look at me. Of course, you are going to talk about the Sherry Monsters. Now, I was a little bit in two minds of this one. I did the 12-year-old of this whiskey. I've also tried the 15-year-old. Now, it's going to be very difficult for me to pick one of these whiskies. Well, I've got 6 whiskies that I picked from the bar that I really enjoyed. The one, of course, I don't have it. I'm very disappointed. I think I should have sampled more over the last couple of months to, well, make a better informed decision. But the first one that is on the list, Glenallachie, the 12-year-old. This is natural color, non-chill filtered, 46% ABV, ticking the right boxes. And of course, it is a sweet sherry monster of a whiskey. Now, Glenallachie, I do love them. Tend to have a little bit too much of a variation for me. It seems like every year when there's a new one coming out, it is a little bit darker, a little bit more sherry. Soon it will be sherry with a hint of whiskey in it. Just a little bit of a joke. But for me, it is the whiskies that I really enjoy. I like that sweetness. I like that Christmas cake. It's winter. It's Belgium. It's almost Christmas. And I'm looking for a little bit of snow. Hopefully for Christmas Day, I would be so happy to see the snow as well. So yeah, definitely, I'm not going to review all of these things tonight. If you want to see the review, go to the library and you will find all of these videos that I've already uploaded. But then I also tried the 15-year-old, and if you take the 12-year-old and you dial up the notches, maybe another 20-30%, the intensity, that fruitiness that comes out, oh my word, that's really a nice whiskey. So 12-year-old, maybe the 15-year-old. Is it the best for the year for me? Hang on to that and let's look at the next one on my list. Now this one, this is now, I think it's the 3rd bottle that I bought. Sometimes, you know, if you buy a whiskey and you enjoy it, it's a new release, and you are happy with it. You try it, you get a sample, you buy it in the hotel, you go to a pub and you see it, you try it, and it's instant. You want a bottle. My idea when I have that opportunity and I really like something, don't just buy one. Buy 1 or 2 or maybe 3 of them, because by the time that you want to go back and you want to buy an additional one, it's gone. It's all gone, not going to find it. And one of these whiskies that I really enjoyed, Ardnamurchan. And this is the, I hope you can see, this is the AD 10.22. Madeira cask. Oh my word, this is a lovely whiskey, a friendly whiskey, a sweet whiskey, something that you can just sit back and enjoy. It warms up the insides and you will be very happy. Maybe not so easy to find this one, but if you do see it, Highland Single Malt Scotch Whisky, Erdnammergen. It is bottled at how much? 58.2%. It looks like. Eyes are not so good anymore. Definitely, here's a little QR code if you want to scan and learn some more of this whiskey. Definitely something that I would recommend. That is number 2. Now, for the next ones, there's whiskies that I have been enjoying for some time. It is an independent bottled whiskey. It is a blended malt Scotch whiskey, and of course it is Thompson Brothers. And I picked up a couple of them. Again, I like it. Make sure that you buy enough of them. SRV 5. This is a age over 8 years. And as I said, it is a blended malt Scotch whiskey, bottled at 48.5% ABV. And my word, it is lovely. And in fact, maybe I can just wet the whistle, maybe do a quick taste of it, just to remind me again what it is. Oh, my word. It is light. It's friendly. There's a sweetness, a vanillas on it, the little toffee note. Taste-wise, a little woody note that comes out, that toffee note comes out, English toffee note, a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a raisin, a little bit of a sultana note that comes out as well. Absolutely fantastic. One more sip. I'm not going to review it. Well, maybe just a couple of drams. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Really a fantastic whiskey. Now, the next one. I've got 3 left. The one is going to be a little bit of a surprise. And then one is going to be something that I think a lot of people have never even heard of. But the surprise, of course, when I say a surprise, people normally know what I'm talking about. And of course, a Laphroaig. Now, I am not a big fan or big peat fan. I do like the Highland peat, a little bit of a different type of peat, not that hospital iodine and all of those bad tarry notes that comes in. Now I'm going to just pour wee dram of this one. It is the 12-year-old. It is released now in 2025, so a young released whiskey. It is bottled at 46% ABV, plus it's natural color and it's non-chill filtered. And of course, Laphroaig Islay Single Malt Scotch Whiskey. And it is exclusive to travelers. So you need to go to a duty-free store to pick this one up. And I was completely blown away. Now, if you look at the back, I've tried a 10-year-old, the original one. I've tried the Pedro Ximénez, but I don't think I've made a video on that. And I've done the sherry cask. Now, anything sherry influence, even the peated ones for me is always fantastic. But this one, it is absolutely fantastic. Nose-wise, it is a lovely, friendly, little peat, not a peat monster. It's got lemony, it's a little bit of a sea breeze that comes to mind. A little bit of a banana note that comes in as well. Taste-wise, you can take a big sip. At 40%, it feels much more mature for me. It's sweet when you get that peat. And that's not the first thing that comes to mind for me. The peat is not jumping on you and you have that type of reaction when you drink this one. Not for everybody, but definitely for me anyway, a lot better than the 10-year-old. It's more mellow, it's more laid back, and something that I keep on going back, although I'm not a big peat fan. One sip, absolutely fantastic. Now the second last one, and this is something that I am sure a lot of people have not even heard about, not even seen it, haven't tried it, but this was somebody sent me a bottle of this one, and I was super excited when I tried this one. It's not going to be for everyone, and I think that is what I like the most. It's something that you drink and it feels like you are resetting the palate. It's that little bit of a different, you're not sure what it is, you're not sure what exactly comes out of this bottle, and that strangeness that's there. And that brings a little bit of a reset. And I'm definitely going to pour myself a wheat one on this one. What am I talking about? Fedi. This is a Norwegian whiskey, and it is bottled at 47.2% ABV. Fedi single malt whiskey, powered by women. The whole distillery is run and operated, and the whole shebang by women. Shareholders all are women. So, well, we need to support our women. So, definitely my way of supporting, we need to buy the product and we have to drink it as well. And of course, give you a lot of information on it. Not an old whiskey. Maybe you can see there. So 4 years old. They also tell us it is released 2025. Batch number 0102. And it is, oh, I can't see what the other one is. There's some notes on it. And if you want to know more about it, go Google it and see what the fuss is all about. Now, when it comes to the nosing and tasting, oh my word, it's completely different. Ex-bourbon, there's a hint of a sherry cask. So not a lot. You can see by the color, it is looks like just ex-bourbon, but they do finish it off with a little bit of a sherry cask. And that complete strangeness in this whiskey, go have a look at the full review. I might put a couple of them over here, and maybe at the end card put one or two of the cards so that you can go look at the reviews. But the nose for me is fantastic. It's like a mixture of that woodiness, sweetness, strangeness, a toffee. Oh my word. And taste-wise, yeah, taste-wise, I remember 47.2. Strangeness indeed. Absolutely fantastic. A whiskey that I really enjoy. Now the last one, and this is something that I've tried a couple of times. This is something that I bought a couple of times. Remember, if you like something, don't just buy one. You're going to lose out. Now this is a whiskey that I also tried with my daughter. It is a big boy. It's a strong boy. It's 60.1% ABV. It is natural color, non-chill filtered, cask strength, a strong one. Now somebody asked me the other day, why do you want this big strong boys? Now I can add some water. I can stop whenever I want on the best way to taste it. So we have a big bottle, and of course, well, first we have to look what it is. Bunnahabhain. This is the cask strength, 12-year-old, natural color, non-chill filtered, sherried, nutty, unpeated. Oh my word. Now, I do have an extra glass here. And since this is the last one, I think I can just pour a wee dram of this one. So if you're into the sweet whiskies, if you're into cask strength whiskies, if you are into that, well, Christmas cakey type of whiskey, it just jumps out for you. Shaky, shaky, put your nose in, and it says, bam. It really hits the nostrils. The sweetness is there. That dates vanilla. There's a load of figs, raisins. Oh my word, it is just lovely on the nose. Taste-wise, oh, be very careful. If you want to take this on, 60%. A very small sip. With that ABV, it just evaporates, it disappears, and it leaves you with this lovely flavors of that sweetness and that dates, raisin, figs, little dark chocolate note. So that, my dears, are the whiskies that I am struggling with. Which one is going to be the base whiskey? Now I'm going to surprise maybe a couple of people here with my whiskey of the year for 2025. And I must admit, it was a struggle. It was a taste. Well, maybe that's not a struggle. It's a fun time to pick something that is your whiskey of the year. Now, it's going to be very difficult to get, I assume. I haven't looked if it's still available, or maybe there's a newer version out there, and it's going to be the Ferry. Now, a lot of people, if you tried it, might not agree with me, but for me, I picked this whiskey because of that little bit of a different type of whiskey. A whiskey that has got a different mouthfeel to it. It's got a different taste profile to it. It's just a mellow whiskey. It's a whiskey that I really enjoy. So that, my dear friend, is the whiskey of the year for 2025. Ferry single malt whiskey from Norway. And I really enjoy it. So on that note, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And maybe we can hit 3,000 subscribers before Christmas Day. So ho, ho, ho. And see you on the next video. Cheers.